In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, to whom we all have to turn back. Honorable listeners and respectable audience, you know that we have started a series of linguistics and we have covered 3 chapters. In the 4th chapter, we talk about in detail what is phonetics, what are the 3 types of phonetics such as articulatory phonetics, acoustic phonetics and auditory phonetics. Connected to this, we talk about the place of articulation, labiodental sounds, bilabial sounds. Today, I'm going to share with you another interesting topic and it is related to this chapter. Our topic is dental sounds. That what are dental sounds? How dental sounds are produced? What are voiceless sounds in dental and what are voiced sound in dentals? So be with me and listen to this lecture from beginning until end. The literal meaning of dental is teeth. Dental sounds are those sounds which are produced with the tip of our tongue and behind our upper front teeth. It means that whenever the tip of our tongue comes in contact behind our upper front teeth, so dental sounds are formed. Basically, there are 2 sounds that are formed with the tip of our tongue and behind upper front teeth. Such sounds are also known as interdental sounds. Why they are called interdental sounds? Because such sounds are formed between our upper front teeth behind and lower upper front teeth. So they are produced between them, that's why they are also known as interdental sound. These sounds, they are 2 in number. One is voiced and another is voiceless. But what are they? Let me write it on the board. But keep one interesting point in your mind, and that is, we cannot write these 2 sounds in isolation until and unless we write them in words and then identify them. So we cannot write these sounds in isolation, but we write them in the words and then underline them and then highlight them to you. If I write these sounds in isolation, then they are identical, they are similar to each other. So their distinction is difficult. And another thing is that we can write them in symbols, then it's too much easy. So first of all, let me write these sounds in words that you understand them. So the first word, that is thank you or think. And the next word, sorry it's not clear. The first word is think and the next word is dear. So now listeners and items, you see this sound. This sound is known as ta sound. This is ta sound. It is produced with the tip of our tongue behind upper front teeth. So this is ta sound. And this one, here it is the sound. So this the sound is produced with the tip of our tongue behind upper front teeth. And the main difference between this sound and that sound is that this sound is voiceless and this sound is voiced. And voice sound is a sound which is produced with vibration in our vocal cords, while voiceless sound is produced without vibration in our vocal cords. So keep this one important point in your mind. Now, remember that there are two different symbols are used for them. For this sound, this symbol is used, which is generally known as theta. This is also known as theta. And for this we use this symbol, which is known as ether. Now, how to write these sounds in symbol? If you remember, I shared with you two methods. One is known as broad method of IPA, International Phonetics Association, and another method is known as narrow transcription. So broad transcription and narrow transcription. Broad transcription is a method where we write the symbol for a sound of a language between slashes, while narrow method is a method where we write the symbol of a sound of a language between square brackets. So see, first of all I am writing the method that is broad method or broad transcription. So first of all I am writing tha sound, that is in slashes. Another is if sound or the sound. So let me pronounce it now. I am writing now narrow transcription. Narrow transcription. So with narrow transcription we write the sound of a language is a symbol between square brackets. Yes, like this one. You see theta sound or tha sound and its sound. Now I'm repeating think, and this one there. So it is tha sound and it is the sound. Listeners and audience, there are two important points which I am going to share with you at the ending of this lecture. You know, when we are writing two letters sometime, they produce a single sound, and sometimes we are writing three letters also produce a single sound. So in English we also have this terminology. So that's why the combination of two sounds which produce a single sound, it is known as digraph. So here this the sound, it is actually digraph because there are two letters, but these two letters, they produce a single sound. So that's why we can't write them in isolation. Why? Because some of them are identical as this the and this one, but when we write them in words, then we recognize them. So that's why I'm using two terms. The first one is known as digraph and the next one is known as trigraph. So what is digraph? Digraph mean those letters which produce a single sound is called digraph. The representation of a single sound, the representation of a single sound is called digraph. This is another definition. However, the combination of two letters which produce a single sound is called digraph. This is the easiest definition. For example, you see, one example is the sound. Another example is there. So there is a single sound. Take the example of, for example, a match. Now here you see TCH. Three sounds are there. Three letters are there, actually, not sound. Three letters are there. But these three letters produce a single sound. That is ch sound. So what we call it then? Then we call it trigraph. We call it trigraph. The combination of three sounds which produce a single sound is known as trigraph. As I have written this, trigraph, like we say match. So A, not A, T, C, H. These three sounds produce these three letters produce a single sound, and that is cha sound. If you say, for example, hi. So this hi produces a single sound. IJH produces a single sound. That's why it is trigraph. So listeners and audience, I think this topic is clear. In this lecture, I'll talk about that what are dental sounds, how dental sounds are formed.